I want to start this video off with a disclaimer for the rest of the video. Um, I have no ill will towards the devs or anything, and all of my criticism, which in this video will probably come off as me just ranting, is from a genuine place where I hope this game can succeed and flourish a little more. Because as I was editing, it just kind of seemed like I was just kind of ranting about the game in its current state, which, yes, I am, but at the same time, I don't want it to come off as being rude, you know? I hope you all will enjoy the video now, because I have some strong opinions regarding the Masquerade update. The Masquerade update for Forsaken has released, and I have some strong opinions about it. This is going to be a little bit of a rambly video, as I kind of just want to go over my overall thoughts. I'm just going to quickly go through how I feel, starting out with the positives of this update. The Masquerade update is really good. Really, I'm a big fan of the actual Halloween update aspect of this game. They did a really good job on it. The skins, all skins in this update are insanely well made. Like, they're actually really good. Such a minor pro, but pro number 3 is in Yorick's mansion, they actually added a red wall in the house, meaning that Slasher no longer gets super badly looped there. Cool Kid got a buff, which is really good. The ability for Cool Kid to see his minions is actually really helpful for him. Slasher getting more representatives from Slasher films as skins is really good. I'm very happy that there's a Michael Myers skin. My overall rating on the update is a 7 out of 10, and I want to start saying that now, because when I get to the negatives in just a moment, I have a lot to say about it, but I don't want them to outweigh the good. Like, I'm a big fan of this update. I'm happy it updated. I'm happy this update came out. But I have my complaints about it also. Guest 666 is interesting because, on the one hand, probably really fun to play as. But on the same breath, Guest 666 is extremely unfun to play against. Sixer does not have any end lag. And she's supposed to be a snowballer killer, but my issue is that it is insanely easy to server wipe. Sixer is too strong of a character to go up against. Her passives are insanely broken. With people highlighted, she gains more speed, and if they're not in a chase with her, it's even better. She's already the same speed as Survivor and has no end lag on M1s. This lack of end lag is what makes her so strong. And this is without mentioning her blood passive, which allows her to gain blood during like hemorrhage and stuff, which buffs her movement speed and her overall like damage, which is good for her, but for survivors it's really annoying. I'm not saying that's a bad passive though, as I do think if changed, Guest would really benefit from this if Guest 666 was a tank. And for a lot of moves, for Scream, she still can slide, that's annoying. And then for her pounce move, she doesn't lose any stamina. I wish Sixer was a tank, like an actual tank character, because right now she is just too fast for what she gains from every ability, which is stamina. Sixer is always gaining stamina, which kind of just lets her be able to chase you for as long as possible, which isn't a bad thing, but when you're the same speed as Survivor and for most of your abilities actually letting you be faster, it's kind of crazy. The biggest annoyance though, why does she have a rage mode? A rage mode isn't necessarily bad, but for Guest 666 specifically, it's incredibly annoying. She's a gigantic beast. It makes no sense for her to have a rage mode, especially since she does not have crazy damage output for the M1s and such, and she's already super fast. So having a rage mode that buffs everything about her kit is insane. It has a 25-second timer for Blood Hunt, but if you kill someone, you gain an extra 15 seconds. You can stall out this as long as possible. You cannot do anything, and she cannot get stunned either. Another thing is the fact that Guest gets a second M1 if you hold it down, which is so infuriating. I would rate, in her current state, Sixer is an S tier killer, but balancing wise, she is a simple 3 out of 10. I stand by that wholeheartedly. I think that there needs to be a big patch update. And Hemorrhage is such an annoying ability because you have to request other survivors to help you. But no one's going to know that. No new player is going to know that. It should just be, it says it right there, you can help. And there should not be a super long helping period. It should be a quick little, like, 1 to 2 second thing. Why is it, like, 4 seconds long to help people out of hemorrhage? Veronica is... I think she's actually a very good survivor. She just requires a lot of skill, which is good. It's a good thing. The fact that Veronica requires a lot of skill is good. I think it takes a little bit to get used to her, but once you're used to her, she's not a bad survivor. Overall, bouncing wise, I give her a solid 8 or 9 out of 10. Like, I think she's pretty fair. She's annoying in a chase, and that's the whole point. That's her whole gimmick, and I think that's completely fair. All the new maps are kind of meh, honestly. They're all pretty eh. I think Bake a Cake's probably the best new map. The mall one is just a gigantic loop. The slowness from the water fountain kind of just kills all chases. Like, you just can't cut people off. So, Blank Slasher, I know is going to be a hella fun on that one. Woohoo. Catalog Haven just doesn't look like Catalog Haven. I'm going to be honest. I could not tell what it was trying to be. It doesn't look like the game it's trying to reference, is my problem. Also, the map is just not a fun map to play on, in my opinion. And I can't pinpoint why, it just is not that fun. Hi, Editor Golden here. I found out the reason. It's because the entire map is a gigantic loop that you cannot cut people off on. That is my reasoning. That is my hatred with it, is that it's a giant loop. I played it, and it's exactly what I thought. Slasher sucks on it. I had a feeling that was going to happen. If you don't have a ranged move, you're kind of screwed over, and even then, if you have a ranged move, you have to have a good ranged move, so really, if you're not playing 1x, Noli or Guest, you're screwed. You cannot do anything on that map. It's kind of really infuriating to play on. Re-adding this part because they fixed the map, but on release, the Tempest broke the entire game pretty much. Like, if you played on that map, your frame rate was terrible, you were insanely laggy, and they fixed it, thankfully. But I just want to know why this happens. There's always a map issue every update. Like, for almost every update, there has been a map that accidentally gets removed from the game for, like, a short period of time. And now every update, Tempest breaks. So I really want to know why the maps in this game are constantly screwed. But, yeah. I wish there was more balancing changes also. Cool Kid got a buff, which is good, but nothing else for, like, anyone. I know Noli got changed, but it was, like, it's barely noticeable. Slasher got no buff somehow. 1x got no nerfs somehow. It's just silly to me. No one else got anything. It was all just focused on these 2 characters. Also, some characters were clearly not as important as others. Excluding the Halloween update, every character got more than 1 skin except Slasher and Cool Kid. Cool Kid never gets anything, pretty much. He still has a bunch of underbaked skins from early Forsaken that have never even been touched, like Dapper or School Kid or Pool Kid. And sure, Slasher got an entire update dedicated to himself, but that was due to his redesign, and so they had to change all the old skins to fit with the redesign, which would have never happened if Slasher didn't have to get redesigned for copyright, which gives me my doubts as to them actually giving anything to Slasher if he didn't have to get redesigned. So the fact that he only got 3 new skins in his own update, give or take, and 2 new skins in this update, which are both limited time Halloween exclusives, it kind of just feels like no one really cares about either character. I plan on making a video about Slasher and Cool Kid because they are honestly really underutilized characters at this point in time, and it kind of just feels like there's not as much love put into them. When it comes to their movesets, I mean, I know Slasher just got a whole rework of the design and got a bunch of new skins and such, and obviously I like that, but I'm talking mainly Cool Kid especially, has been kind of just forgotten about for the past 6 months-ish since Noli. My last final thoughts on the game and this update are, I still stand by it being a 7 out of 10 update. We just need a hot fix or patch desperately, because at its current state, the game is not unplayable, but just unfun to play. I just hope that for the next update especially, please open public testing, Pillar Chase 2 Rico does this, and it's getting a lot of good feedback, and I think Forsaken would really benefit if they also got a public testing. Because with Noli, I think that's what helped draw him back a little more, because with public testing, you get the input on everyone else, not just the devs who already know their movesets and such and how to counter. Because Noli really was able to flourish because he got that public testing, and the fact that Guest and V didn't on this update confused me a little. That's all I have to say about this update, so bye-bye.